Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Neese. Welcome to Hotspot Weather on this Monday, the 21st of April 2025. And thanks for visiting me here on this channel. Now, I know there are a lot of weather channels you could be watching now, and I appreciate you spending some time with us here on Hotspot Weather, where we just take a look at the weather hotspots across the country and look at the general U.S. forecast as well. The weather hotspot over the next couple of days, that's going to be western Texas into western Oklahoma, with a threat for severe weather, mainly in the form of high winds and hail. This would come on Tuesday, the 22nd. That's going to be probably our most active day for severe weather for the next few days. And again, we'll take a look at the U.S. forecast in general in just a moment. But starting off here, the forecast from the Storm Prediction Center for Monday the 21st, just a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather from Mississippi into Alabama and then back up toward the Great Lakes. That's along a front that's draped from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast. And then another general area of thunderstorms possible across the northern plains back into the northern Rockies. Then as we head into Tuesday the 22nd, that's where we start to see a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. Again, mainly hail and high winds from western Texas back into parts of Oklahoma. Does not look like this is going to be the same situation that we've had over the last few days, where parts of the heartland of the country back into the plains have seen several reports of tornadoes. Fortunately, just doesn't look like that. There's just not as much energy in the atmosphere to work with as far as producing storms as we had over the weekend and back into last week. But still going to be the potential for seeing some severe weather. And look, it's been very busy with the tornado count. This is the tornado count across the country. This is the red line for 2025 through April 20th. We've had 571 reports of tornadoes. And if you look historically here, we've had 2011 that was higher, 726 reports of tornadoes by this time. In 2012, 572. But outside of that, in 2017, 566. That's just below where we are. We're looking like we're at the third highest number of tornadoes by April 20th since 2010. So it has been, if it's felt like an active year, it has been an active year for tornadoes. Fortunately, it does look like we're heading into a period where it's still going to be busy with thunderstorms, and we are going to be seeing some wet weather across parts of the country with some embedded thunderstorms, but the risk of tornadoes going down for the next few days. We're not done. I mean, we're in the heart of severe weather, and certainly we'll be dealing with more threats for tornadoes as we head in through the deeper part of the spring into the first part of the summer. But for right now, at least not too bad. It looks like a little bit of a calm period, a calmer period anyway. All right, here's a look at the jet stream from the computer models. Here's our energy that's creating this chance for severe weather, that level 1 out of 5 from the Great Lakes back into the Gulf Coast today. That sweeps off to the east and is out of here. And then look how quiet it is. No big surges. Where you see the brighter purples and pinks, that's where we have the stronger waves of energy that will be giving us problems with severe weather. Just really not seeing too much of that. As we go in through the next about 7, 8, 9 days, we're going to start to see the jet stream turn more active with more energetic waves coming through. This is on Tuesday, the 29th into Wednesday, the 30th. That's probably our next more significant chance of severe weather if this holds out. Of course, this is a computer model forecast, likely to change by the time we get to that 7, 8, 9 day period, but that's certainly a period we're going to be watching. The other thing to note here in the jet stream pattern is we are going to be seeing these little waves of energy. Where you see the blues, that's going to be interacting with some surface features and some moisture at the surface to create some waves of showers and a few thunderstorms across from the Ohio Valley down into the Tennessee Valley this week. So for parts of the Deep South, we could be seeing wet weather as we go through this week compared to some of the drier weather we have been seeing through this region last week. All right, here's a bigger view of the forecast from the computer models. This is the global forecast system, also known as the GFS, and it does have this arc of showers with some embedded thunderstorms from the Great Lakes down toward the Gulf Coast. Again, the area of low pressure is kind of centered over the Great Lakes. Snow in the upper peninsula of Michigan, mixing in with some rainfall, and then some snow also back into Canada. The rest of this is just going to be rain and some general thunderstorms. Quiet across the nation's midsection back into the heartland, which is where we had all the active weather for the Easter weekend, and then some mountain snows across parts of the Rocky Mountain states, quiet across the West Coast. But let me put this into motion for you, and you'll see as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, Our chance of severe weather on Tuesday is right here across western Texas. This is at 7 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday, the 22nd. There's your thunderstorms popping during the afternoon into the evening. The instability is maximized in the heat of the day here. Those should die down once the sun goes down. A few of those showers left over on the dying front from East Texas into Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. No strong to severe weather expected here with those. And then as we head into Wednesday, that front has stalled out and is washing out across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia into Tennessee. And again, with those little waves, those little impulses of energy working through the jet stream that I showed you, nothing particularly strong, but just enough to create these waves of some showers and thunderstorms at times as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. That will continue on into Friday as well with another chance of showers. So it's going to be, again, a wetter period across the Ohio and especially the deep south compared to what we had last week. And then that sweeps off toward the east as we head into next weekend. This is Sunday, the 27th. We've got another storm system back out over the plains coming out of the Rockies. It's starting to form showers and some thunderstorms ahead of that. And as that sweeps across the country, we may start to see an uptick in the risk for severe weather leading up into the middle and end of next week. Let's take a closer inspection of what's going to be happening across parts of Texas as we head into Tuesday. Here are your leftover showers and thunderstorms on Monday, kind of falling apart as the day wears on. A few thunderstorms could be strong. Can't rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Mississippi and Alabama Monday afternoon. This is Monday at 5 o'clock. You can see those thunderstorms there. Back over Texas, though, it's pretty quiet until we head into your Tuesday, and moisture is streaming up, combining with a little bit of energy in the jet stream to create these thunderstorms that pop. This is why we have the risk of severe weather across the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma as we head into Tuesday afternoon and evening. Again, those should die down, though, once the sun goes down. You can see pretty quickly by the time we get into the midnight hour into 1 o'clock in the morning, it's all gone because of, you really, in this case, need the instability from the heat of the day to help fuel those. And as that goes away, those thunderstorms will be dying out. So what about the 6 to 10 day outlook in this area? Well, we're going to be seeing temperatures remaining above average here through much of the country. And this is the outlook from the 26th through the 30th of April from the Climate Prediction Center. Most of the country, really the eastern 3/4 of the country, above average in temperatures. And as far as precipitation goes, between the 26th and the 30th of April, the western 2/3 of the country, really western 3/4 of the country, seeing above average chances of rainfall through that period as well. So this is really nothing unexpected for this time of the year. April showers expected this time of the year, and it's fortunate we are going to get a break from the more widespread severe weather outbreaks we have been seeing earlier in the spring and at the end of the winter. So enjoy the break for much of this week, except for those areas of rainfall that we'll be seeing kind of hit and miss across the nation's middle and eastern areas. As we head into next week, it does look like, though, as I mentioned earlier, with more jet stream energy coming in middle and end of next week, we could start to see a ramp up in the severe weather chances. So we'll keep you updated on that. If you're formulating your severe weather safety plan for your family, check out this video. Also in my YouTube shorts, I have lots of fascinating facts about tornadoes and more safety tips there. See you soon.